Coming to you live from the other side of season 4, in between seasons, and hey, we're over 100 episodes. How do you like that? No, please tell us. How do you like that? Please let us know on Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast. Both of them, not just a single one of them, both of them.
Oh, it's already going off the rails. Hello, everybody. I'm Travis.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon, and welcome to said show. Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Ricky and Mort podcast.
The Ricky and Mort podcast, professional podcasters. That's what we are. Coming to you live over the airwaves. Happy to be here. Happy to be back. Slight hiatus, but we got a lot of things to talk about.
A lot of them.
And it's still light outside, Brandon. You know, we get through the winter. And we record these in the evening, and it's dark. I'm in my basement. It's like, it feels like the nighttime is the right time to podcast. And then like now it's like, oh shoot, my kids are still running in sprinklers, like enjoying this warm weather. But we're here. How's your early summer going?
You talk about weather, and let me just say it's getting warm out there. Just a real quick update. Turns out the heat and cilantro don't go well together on the plants I'm growing. But also fungus gnats. Did you know fungus gnats are a thing?
I did not.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a premium topic for us to discuss on Apathetic Enthusiasm. That's right. If you are a diehard Interdimensional RSS listener, but you have not checked out our original podcast, Apathetic Enthusiasm, we are overdue for a new episode over there. So I expect we will be getting back to our back and forth, maybe a little on again, off again with Interdimensional RSS and Apathetic Enthusiasm. So if you are not following us on social media, that is the best way to know exactly where we're podcasting and what we're talking about. The best ways you can do that over on Twitter, twitter.com/Rick and Morty Pod, over on Facebook, facebook.com Rick and Morty Podcast, or Rick and Morty Podcast @gmail.com. You can also go to apatheticenthusiasm.com for all of our podcasts. Over on the web, yeah, I messed that up. You fixed the template, Brandon. You fixed it for the first time, and I didn't read it properly.
What the hell?
We're going loose. Send us an email, rickandmortypodcast @gmail.com. Also, if you feel so inclined, you can go over to Reddit, rickandmortypodcast.reddit.com, or the rickandmorty.reddit.com for updates. Brandon posts things about show recaps, things like that. And then you can also catch us streaming live, like we're doing.
Hey,
right now, to everybody watching, say hello in the chat. Over at youtube.com/apatheticenthusiasm or twitch.tv/apatheticenthusiasm. If you missed the live show, you still want to see what kind of facial expressions we make while we're talking, you can go over to YouTube and catch all of our streams. Most all of our streams are available over there after the fact, so you can watch it. You can watch video. You can see what our backgrounds look like. You can see which green screen Brandon picked.
you can see my face. You can see my face, and you can say to yourself, "That's a face that I didn't expect to see from that voice."
You can go, oh, he's the bald one.
I always imagined that the guy with glasses was not the bald one.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah.
Finally, you can support this show over on TeePublic, www.tpublic.com/stores/interdimensional-RSS. Just go to apatheticenthusiasm.com/shop. That's the easiest way to get there. We have our merch. It is still up there. It is still available. As far as we know, Brandon, I haven't heard about it being taken down. But you can get shirts like this one with our logo on it. And, you can also go to patreon.com/rickandmortypod. And, that's ways you can support the program. Brandon, how we did it. We're here.
Yes.
It's summer. The season is over.
Oh my God. Yeah. Isn't it?
It's so over.
Isn't it? I'm over it.
Are you? Because we got a lot of show to fill. But one thing that we have to cover, whether it is pertinent or not, is that semi-pertinent news.
Oh, woo, 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 woo. It's wine night on this semi-pertinent news break. It's woo, 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 wine night on the semi-pertinent news break. I said, why? Well, why the wine? Why the wine? Tonight. Why? YMCA? YWCA. The YWCA doesn't get enough credit. Let me just say that. My mom taught jazzercise at the YWCA in Glendale, California for years. Not the YMCA.
No,
Get out of here.
Get out of here. This is semi-pertinent news. And we are taking over semi-pertinent news. We have two major things that we want to celebrate in this episode. Obviously, season 4 is complete. We're gonna take a look back at the season in its entirety over in the main thing, but we are hijacking the semi-pertinent news to talk about us. About this podcast, which if you caught the last episode, was our 100th episode. It was a season finale. So many things happening. So we wanted to slow down a little bit just in this time to look back, reflect, if you will,
Yeah.
on 100 episodes gone by, Brandon, you went full nerd, broke it down into a detailed spreadsheet. And yeah, we have done a lot of these episodes. How are we gonna take the first bite out of this elephant?
Oh my God. It's not even a baby elephant. Yo. When you get above 100 episodes, elephant's not a baby no more. Uh,
Sure, okay.
okay. Here's the thing, right? I spent all of my Sunday meticulously going through all of our episodes and categorizing them in such a fashion, whether they are non-episode episodes or if they were episodes.
Yeah,
Uh,
which it makes perfect sense to everyone.
which, uh,
Whether it was an episode that we reviewed an episode of Rick and Morty, or whether it was just a podcast episode about Rick and Morty in general, right?
right. So, for example, this would be a split where we're talking about non-episode stuff, but we'll eventually talk about episode stuff with the season 4 recap. Well, look, no, let's not get further away from that. So what I wanted to do was first of all, Travis, we've done so many different things. I wanted to ask you, basically we've done interviews, right? We've done a lot of I was surprised that we did so many interviews. There were some interviews I forgot we did, as a matter of fact.
In a time when it feels like interviews are so hard to obtain, it is remarkable that we've gotten to do all of the interviews that we have done.
Yeah. So I want to go through them real quick. It looks like they're in order, actually. We interviewed Kyle Starks. He worked on the comic books. Allie Gertz. Some folks might know who Allie Gertz is. She came out with Sad Dance Songs, which was a Rick and Morty themed concept album. But she's also worked on Mad Magazine. She's in comedy. You can find her on Twitter. She was on my Twilight Zone podcast at one point in time. We talked to Brian Jordan Newton, director of Rick and Morty. We will talk to about him in season 4 a little bit. Ryan Ridley, writer, he was there from the start. He didn't come back for season 4, but he was in there for season 3. Ryan Elder, the composer. Zen Monkey Studios, the founder Josh. We talked to him about merchandise and stuff like that. Sabrina Mati, a character designer she did a bunch of turnarounds for the show. Randall, our buddy Randall from the Rickmobile. If you ever been to that Rickmobile, and I know you have,
you know Randall. You can't miss Randall if you're at the Rickmobile.
The magnificent Randall, love that guy. A cosplayer who did a fantastic cosplay over at the Orlando Comic-Con, Allison Chase. She did a Snowball cosplay. And then the very last interview that we had a chance to do was with Matt Brady, who is a writer. He wrote The Science of Rick and Morty. And so those are the interviews, Travis. What you of those, like what are the things that jump out at you?
So, all terrific conversations. And some of these conversations you've gotten to have a one-on-one with folks. Some of them I interviewed by myself. But the one that really jumps out at me is that Ryan Ridley interview, because from the time he agreed to come on the podcast, it had this whole sense of like, is this really happening? Like, is he really cool with this? He was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll come on your podcast. It's not a big deal. Yeah. It was kind of right between. It was right before season 3, right?
It was
because he talked a little bit about things that because we talked about things like interdimensional cable and stuff like that, and he shared that they wanted to do something different. And still keep that same like tone, right?
Yeah, well, interestingly, so his episode for those who are listening and you want to go back and listen to some of these interviews, we have the episode numbers as well. So his interview was episode number 33 of our podcast. Before that we covered rest and Rick relaxation, and then immediately after that, we covered the Rick Lantis mix-up.
Okay,
Morty's
so he came in during the season,
yeah,
basically.
and then Morty's Mind Blowers was 2 episodes later, which is where we get into the. Does he throw us a hint when he said take it for granted?
Yeah, and that blew me away. But just a cool guy and really fun to talk to. Also Ryan Elder, amazing. I love getting a chance. Really, everybody that has worked on the show that has contributed in some way to the show. It's great to hear from them and hear their perspective about what it's like to work on the show and really all of the different unique skill sets and things that go into making Rick and Morty possible. It's just something I love to discuss and get their insight on. So, what about you? Was there a particular interview that stood out to you or that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, man. I obviously when we talk about me doing music and I do all these stupid songs for all these transitions, uh, you know, and I don't showcase it often here that I actually know I can play music and I can write music. I'm not Elder's level, but I can. So anytime I get to talk to a musician about music, I love it because I I admire the folks who are talented in that way, and we'll talk about Elder more later when it comes to that season 4. But and then on top of that, it also it was cool because it gave me a chance to um, when we do the Rick and Morty podcast, it's us and we're talking about Rick and Morty. We don't do sound clips or anything other than like the stuff that we have already pre-prepared. And so with really a lot of these interviews, it gives a chance to get and be an actual like producer of podcasts in a way that we're not used to, right?
Yeah,
Like when I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a professionally produced podcast. It's not just me sitting in front of a computer with wine. Uh, but
yeah, which is what most nights feel like when we podcast.
yeah. But other than him, he's great. I want to shout out to. By the way, we've had Brian on more than once
Oh yeah.
because he was on to talk about.
I think it's his birthday too. Happy birthday, Brian.
Oh, it is. It is his. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Oh shit. Should send him a tweet. But he's on the. I think he was on to talk about Morty's Mind Blowers. I think he's actually on that episode to talk with us about it. But having him on episode 26. Oh, by the way, Ryan Elder, episode 47. If you want to go back and listen to that. Brian Newton, the first time he came on was episode 26. Similar thing. Like I saw him on Twitter. I was like, I saw him going to like an animation festival in like New Jersey or something. I said, "Hey, you want to come on our Rick and Morty podcast?" I had no idea who he was at the time, right? And it turns out he was there from the start. Royland mentions his name basically as having designed a lot of the characters, and when we were talking to him, I was so shocked that he's like, "Oh yeah, I designed that animatic," and with when they're in the airport, the space station or whatever, and the customs, and the alien like grows up and then dies right away.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, really, we have that guy who was there at that. Sure enough, yeah, man, he was there.
He was
And
there, and he has gone on to do some incredible episodes. Still, he directed the Meeseeks episode. He's done amazing stuff throughout the course of the show, to include some of our favorites from season 4. So, Brian is always great to talk to, and he always brings a unique perspective about working on the show.
Yeah, yes, he does. Yes, he does. So those is I said the episode for him anyway. All right. Now let's go into some non-episode episodes, Travis.
Okay.
There's a whole slew of non-episode episodes. Just you looked at the list already, and for everybody else, I can put this list out there on Twitter. Right? Yeah, I can do it. Well, fuck it. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Don't stop me. What non-episode episodes jump out at you as things that you really enjoyed?
So absolutely one of the most fun episodes that we worked on, that was a non-episode episode, has to be the April Fool's neutron bombshell.
Yeah.
This was an April Fool's gag that we pulled on the podcast. working with folks over at Animation Success Stories podcast. Again, Brian Newton, Sabrina Monti, some of the Reddit mods. This is when we first sort of developed a relationship with the Reddit moderators as well. They wanted to do an April Fool's gag on the subreddit where it somehow came out that Dan Harmon was a huge Jimmy Neutron fan, and he basically based the entire show, Rick and Morty, on Jimmy Neutron. And so we got to play along and record a podcast where we kind of figured this out. We had interviews and all this behind the scenes information from cast and crew to talk about it. And it was just such a fun project. It was fun to collaborate with those guys and do something that felt like a podcast, but was also, something different. It was a little bit like acting and a little, so that was a lot of fun. And probably one of my favorites that we've done that was just kind of out there, something completely different.
Such a bombshell episode. It was just so, aside from we had recording from Animation Success Stories folks, then we had then we did our things, and like we were reacting to it like, oh my god, oh did you hear that clip, oh my, unbelievable. And then on the Reddit side, there was a whole effort to they were putting together memes, and they were putting together stuff behind the scenes, graphics and all that type of stuff, changing the display of the subreddit to show it. And what was surprising was that there, like, shows the effect of a good April Fool's. That people were like, holy shit, Dan Harmon's a piece of shit, isn't he? I knew he was a piece of shit, but
I knew it all along. I'd been saying that it was based on Jimmy Neutron for years. We got emails, we got tweets from people for weeks after that, asking if it was legit, asking like,
I had to change the title of the episode just to make sure that we
we had to like do the disclaimer afterward. It's like, that was a joke, that was an April Fool's joke. But tons of fun. Did you have a
episode number 49, by the way, if you want to get that episode,
go check that
out. This is the episode I always go to when it comes to non-episode episodes. Travis,
is it the video game episode?
Of course it's a video game one. Of course it's a video game one. Yeah, that's right. What episode? It's episode number 15, like way back when we started the Ricktendo Mortytainment System is the episode's title. And it was just talking about Rick and Morty video games and things we'd like to see. And when I mentioned it when we talked about the one episode this season, the Vat of Acid episode, with the game save mechanic, that that reminded me of that conversation we had during that. So I won't linger on that too much. I recommend listening to that and every other episode too. But
other honorable mentions, when we did the which one was it? The unnamed corporate saucecast, and we did our feverish takedown of the saucecast podcast that came out. That was interesting, and that is always going to be something that's going to sort of be an infamous period in Rick and Morty fandom with the Szechuan sauce. But what I really love about that is that I got an opportunity to go to a McDonald's that was releasing the sauce and actually be around fans that day who just the atmosphere was great. I got to meet some really awesome people who like actually got the sauce and were not hoarding it or trying to sell it. They were sharing it and being the good side of the fandom that we get to see. And how much that sort of was counter to some of what came out of that Saucegate situation. But that was episode 45. And yeah, there's been so many good ones.
I marked down that episode, which for those counting, that's episode number 45, a few episodes before the Neutron bombshell. But I marked it down, but I marked that down as for my next category, which is
least favorite
episodes. Yeah, I'll tell you what my least favorite episode is, but I put that as an honorable mention. Two honorable mentions, really. I'll start with the Saucecast, because I I guess the reason I didn't like it was because it like kind of went against what we like. Like we're generally positive on the show,
Yeah.
and but when McDonald's came out with their podcast, the the sauce, what I forget what it was called, and
Was
they
it just called the Sauce Cast? I feel like it was.
yes, maybe something like
I
that,
don't know. Or the
but
Sauce. I think it was called the Sauce.
and they 4 episodes, not once mentioned Harmon, not once mentioned Royland, all, kind of talked around them, not once mentioned the show. And again, this is all legal stuff. That it legitimately angered me, and I know it angered you. And I think they were nominated, maybe won a Webby for those episodes. And I was just it was against all the positivity that we try to have in this show, but it just pissed us so much that McDonald's like completely tried to co-opt the fan base without giving the fan base or the show credit at all.
Well, yeah, and I think it's because there's a couple of guerrilla radio independent podcasters who, you know, are self-made and do this all, you know, for the community, and we enjoy just making the podcast. There's a corporate aspect to that podcast that and it felt very corporate, and it felt
Yeah.
very much like they were trying to take advantage of the situation without actually having any permission to work with or use Rick and
Yeah.
Morty. So
Yeah.
so it was like,
Let's talk about it, but
we're gonna stand at arm's length, but you know, we don't have permission to talk about Rick and Morty. We just do it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I understand why that would be a least favorite for you.
Yeah. Another kind of honorable mention is, by the way, that's episode 45. Fuck that episode. No, it's okay. You can watch. You can listen to that. That's fine. Episode 22, Quick Mysteries ARG. So the reason this is an honorable mention is because around the time, right after the April Fool's episode came out, the there was a guy who came out. It was not Dan Harmon on Twitter. He was on Reddit, and he was made like videos, and it was supposed to be like kind of like ARG, kind of how Lost had alternate reality games. And this is actually how I got in contact with the Reddit people in the first place, because one of the mods reached out to me and was like, "Hey, just to let you know, this guy isn't who he says he is, and he has nothing to do with the show. And yeah, like bad news. So I just want to let you know because I know you're doing a podcast." Well, we got told that after we had already done this episode.
Yeah.
So it's just it fake news. It's basically like, this is evidence that I fell for fucking fake news. Great.
Yeah, and you know, it happens, but it was not our best episode. One of the lots of episodes we could spend this entire episode talking about it, but we have other things. I know you're not here to listen to us reminisce about, you know, doing a flashback episode of our own podcast, but I want to say thank you to all of you who are listening right now. You specifically, Unity, thank you for listening. This podcast has been a ton of fun. It continues to be a blast. We love coming back to it. Yes, we have had to take some breaks because of the release schedule of Rick and Morty, but you guys always come back. You come back in force. We have a great group of people that watch us regularly over on Twitch and YouTube. And this last year, we have just continued to expand. The live streams have been a blast. The post show streams have been a blast. And we're excited. We're excited to keep doing this and go another, 100 episodes or whatever it takes. We have at least 60 more episodes of the show. So
yeah, at least
60 more episodes. Who knows how many non-episode episodes?
Oh my God, who knows how many non-episode episodes? Character studies, theory crafting, comics reading, ads for Wondery that they still haven't paid me for. And I sent another email, Travis.
Let it go, Brandon. Let it go.
I'm not letting it go. Anyway, do us a favor. We want to honor you folks for listening. Unity, you're the best. So just keep an eye out on Twitter. send us some of your favorite memories from the podcast. Let us know. Shoot us a direct tweet or a message on Facebook or on Instagram, and just send the hashtag 100. What is it? What did we say? Yeah, just Rick and Morty podcast. Hashtag
You
Rick
said
and
like
Morty.
100 years, 100 podcasts or something.
Yeah, just do just hashtag
just send
Rick
us something, because then we can send you something like a button.
hashtag Rick and Morty podcast. Put that out there, and well, we got some buttons. We got some buttons to send.
Yeah, push the button. All right, we have one small piece. I mean, I don't know. Is there more you want to say about 100 episodes?
There is. There's two things that I want to reminisce about before we go on. Talking about music, we used to do Blood Dome Battle League, which those are so fun.
Do you got it? You got the clip? You got the sound?
Welcome to the next iteration of the Blood Dome Battle League.
Oh man, we should have asked folks for a Blood Dome Battle League matchup. Maybe we could bring that back.
I think we can. I think we can. And by the way, you know what? I actually have semi-pertinent news for this. Now that we're getting with that, by the way, hashtag Rick Morty podcast, send that to us. But I'm gonna play an audio clip, and then I'm gonna get into the what's related to the semi-pertinent news. Here we go.
Coming to you live from a Bush World adventure. Everything here looks hastily animated, and the Bush Wizard says we've nearly made it to Bendigo. This is Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Bush World podcast adventure.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm not that bad a musician. But the reason that's semi-pertinent is because, and I apologize, I didn't do the research for it, but the person who did the Bush World Adventures, I think Matt Chapman, is that right? Or that might be strong bad, but anyways, he has a show on Adult Swim now. From the guy who did Bush World Adventures has a show on Adult Swim now. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's kind of semi-pertinent.
That is semi-pertinent. Also, I D Squeeze in the chat saying that he usually listens to our podcast at 2 times speed, and the Blood Dome Battle League song sounds way different at 2 times speed. First off, what? Well, we're not worth your whole time. You don't got an hour for us, I'm just kidding, D Squeeze. You hang out. You listen to us. You're here live. You're here like VIP in the chat. So, but yeah, I bet that song sounds different at two times speed. Okay. Yeah, I love doing music. You're good at it. I'm bad at it. But it's a fun part of the show.
Well, you know what else is a fun part of the show, Travis? Let's get into super quick. It's the Dan Harmon social media minute.
Just got done saying I'm bad at music, and then it's my turn to sing a song. Dan Harmon social media.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, in and out. Dan Harmon is on social internets, specifically Instagram. He doesn't play that Twitter game no more. But I want to take a quick moment to shout out a side hustle. Now, twice the Harmon for half the price. If you are following at Dan Harmon, you get to see all of his shenanigans trying to predict the plot of Pretty Woman or doing some arbitrary woodworking in his workshop. But what you may not be seeing are his Instagram stories, his lives, where he is working out. And I believe that is because he has created a second account, Narcissize. This is an account, I think, specifically for his home workouts. Dan Harmon has streamed his workouts for a very long time, and now he has a dedicated Instagram for that. There are a few posts out there, already thousands of followers, but I think the stories and the lives are really where you're going to get your bang for your buck there. So the The spelling of narcississercise is going to be in the show notes, or you can just go search Dan Harmon, and he's got a link in one of his recent posts if you're not already following. So
I'm not, and I can't guarantee I will.
I'm not saying I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could. All right, folks. That's the Dan Harmon Social Media Minute. Thank you guys so much for 100 episodes and beyond. We could not. We might have been able to do it without you, but we wouldn't. It wouldn't have been the same.
It wouldn't have been as fun or as
certainly not. But also something that's super fun. Brandon, it's time for the main thing.
Oh, I didn't know you were transitioning. I didn't know you were transitioning to the main thing. I did not know. Oh, no. I didn't know. No. Did you know? No, I didn't. Did you know? No, I didn't. Did you know? Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. It's a main thing. What is the main thing, you might ask? Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead and ask. It's musical time on the Main Thing Show. It's the Rick and Morty podcast show.
3 hours later. Hey guys, welcome to the Main Thing. So glad you could stick around this, 30 minutes into this episode, so that we could talk about 10 episodes of Rick and Morty that we have already talked about at length. Probably at least a good 8 hours of content out there about these 10 episodes, but we want to look at the season as a whole. This was a little bit different of a season, obviously coming off of over 2 years without Rick and Morty, and the promise of 70 episodes. There was a lot of anticipation, a lot of buildup for this season, a lot to live up to, a lot of expectations, and the season, didn't roll out all 10 at once. We got them in groups of 5, but we're gonna take a look at all of them. We're gonna talk about our favorites, talk about the ones that were maybe not our favorites. Brandon, what now that we sit on the other side of season 4, do you have any existential thoughts about it? Do you have any we made it, we got through it, and hopefully we're into an even rhythm now with how Rick and Morty will roll out.
Yeah, if we want to talk about structure and production schedule, if you want to start the season 4 discussion that way, I figure that's a great way to end the discussion.
Okay, yeah, let's end it then. Do you want to do our rankings first? You want to start with the rankings?
No, well, here's what I want to do, Travis. Here's what I want to do. Let's just run down the episodes that we know exist. that we know exist. Obviously, they exist. They're not in order because I screwed up the order. But Rattlestar Galactica, the Vat of Acid episode, Edge of Morty, Rick Die, Rick Pete, Star Mort, Return of the Jerry, Never Ricking Morty, One Crew Over the Crew Coos Morty, Primordius, The Old Man in the Seat, Chilled Rick of Mort, and Claw and Hoarder, Special Rickdoms Morty. Those are the 10 episodes that we got in season 4. And the thing that I notice most is the names for all the directing, all the writers. They're all it's very cohesive as far as the amount of people working on the same episodes, or not, maybe not the same episodes, but it seemed to be like a core team of it. Like Loveness is in there a lot, Hayes is in there a lot, Jacob Hare and Brian, mentioned before, are in it a lot. So that's the very first thing I noticed about the season. And yet there's some episodes that are not our favorite, that are kind of not dip in quality necessarily, but dip in my enjoyment of what they were. So I guess we. Well, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's interesting. I think we, as you mentioned earlier, we do try to stay pretty positive on this show, but that doesn't mean we necessarily love every episode. And I think it almost waters down our opinion about some of these episodes if every episode that comes out we're like, yes, this was amazing, this was great, best ever. And so I think that especially some of these episodes that are at the bottom of our lists, I it's not necessarily saying that these are bad episodes, but there's something to them that just didn't strike us the same way, or something that didn't hit the same way. Let's go ahead and talk about, because let's tell everybody how we did this first. We went through the entire 10 episodes. We ranked them individually. So I did not know Brandon's top 10. He did not know my top 10 until we put them together. We then averaged out the average of 2, but we kind of checked off of each other's and got a total ranking, top 3, bottom 3. And interestingly, looking at the results, we were not very far off. In fact, never more than 2 on a particular episode away from each other.
Yeah.
And a lot of our top 3 are the same, top 4 are the same, maybe just like a 1 or 2 spot change. But let's go ahead and talk about the lower 3, the bottom of our bracket, if you will.
Yeah.
And the episodes that we didn't necessarily think were the best in this season, and maybe try to unpack why that might be.
Sure. Yeah. I do want to make an editor's note that part of the grading scale was I also went to IMDb and I grabbed the IMDb rating, the average user rating, which is usually like 8.5, 8 point whatever, blah 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 blah, and I translated that into like a 1 through 10 scale. So for any tiebreakers, because math is a thing, and so we didn't want to have it be like 1 through 10 and then but have like 1 1 2 2 3 3, whatever. Yeah. I added the IMDb rating as a tiebreaker for some of these. So
if you look at the IMDb ratings, not far off from how we rank these either. So
no. So for example, I'll look at one Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty. We ended up rating that overall 6. The overall rating was 6. Travis had 6. I had it at 7. But the IMDb broke it down into making it the overall rating of 6. So yeah, that's just to give you a behind the scenes insight of how Brandon is terrible at math and he has to have a third part.
And a lot of those episodes that are in the middle, I'll just kind of read them off real quick. But Star Mort, Return of the Jerry, Never Ricky Morty, One Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty, Primordius. Some of those are lower for me, higher for you, things like that. But especially in grading them, I was like, this isn't necessarily a bad episode. Like this is, and some of them I had higher, and then I just really was like, well, but I just like these other episodes that much more that it's gonna force it down, even though some of these are really good. But coming in at number 7 on our overall ratings, the Old Man and the Seat. This is the episode talking about Rick being a shy pooper. And
yeah. Old Man in the Seat is overall ranking number 8.
Is it?
Yeah. You got.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about number 7.
Let's talk about top. Let's talk about the bottom 3 and start with number 7.
Sorry, guys. Let's stop talking about numbers. All right, let's talk about Rick and Morty.
Bottom 3.
I don't know. Like I had this pretty high initially. I mean, it was I think the second episode of the season, and and then as other episodes came in, I was like, that doesn't. I don't think that's as good as some of these other ones. But why did you rank it as low as you did? You had it lower than me at 8.
I did, and the ratings, and I think we talked about this like in the season 3 recap when we did that, and we had a grading scale. There had to be an order to them, and in the Old Man in the Seat, it it didn't have a really a lasting impact on me as I was watching it and then recapping it. I thought it had good parts, and it had uh, when we talked about it, the very end scene with the elder music and uh, the the juxtaposition of like cheering all the hologram Ricks cheering for this guy, which ended up being Rick sitting on the shitter, and Rick's actually sad. I thought that was it was a really good way to end that episode, and I loved it. But as far as the episode as a whole, I was like, it's good, but it's almost like ABCs of Beth. I'll just throw that out there. Just an episode that I liked it, but if it's not going to be on my top 10 list.
Yeah, and this is an episode that I would come back to talk about some bigger themes in this season, but just in terms of maybe the way that it's constructed or some of the things going on, like the Rick hunting down the guy that uses his toilet. It's interesting, and there's some really great stuff in there that he's doing that. Some of the A plot, B plot with Gluty. Gluty's a great character. The premise of the dating app is kind of like okay. You end up with like a Morty and Jerry adventure in this one, which it's overall it's a good it's a fine episode. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that there were 7 other episodes that were better than it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was right after Edge of Tomorty. It was right after that really good premiere. Like I loved the premiere,
Yeah.
and so right after that, and so it kind of my expectations, I think, may have played a role in not liking that one nearly as much.
Yeah. Let's move on to our second to last episode. This was Childrick of Mort. We both had it listed as 9.
Yeah.
So in agreement on this one, and fairly recent episode, only a couple episodes ago. And I think we talked about it. We talked about it in the post watch stream, and then also I think during the podcast where we were both just kind of like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's an episode, but nothing particularly bad. We just didn't feel like it stood out to us as anything over the top amazing, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that is accurate. That's how I felt about it. Kyung-hee Lim, she is the director of this episode, written by James Siciliano, who also wrote Rattlestar Galactica. It felt like a classic Rick and Morty episode to a certain extent, and but it felt like a classic Rick and Morty episode that I was like that's good. It has the kind of conflict between Beth and Jerry to a certain extent, and Jerry and Rick, but it doesn't necessarily stick out. But again, like you said, with the Old Man in the Sea, it does have some of those thematic things that that season 4 had in it that we can talk about.
So maybe we've discovered that we don't absolutely love the deeper and more contemplative episodes of the show, or at least I think we like those aspects of the show. We just don't end up rating those episodes as highly as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Let's get right to number 10, our bottom of the barrel. And this should not come as a surprise to many of you if you've been listening. If you've listened to this podcast throughout the season. Number 10 of 10, Claw and Hoarder, Special Rickums Morty. This was an episode that right after it came out, we were like, this feels cringy. It feels it feels kind of wonky. I rewatched almost the entire season today, and tried really to watch this again with a fresh set of eyes. And I feel like the first act of this episode has a lot going for it. There's
Yeah.
a lot of potential. I think it could have been really great. And then I don't know if it's my own expectations, you know, in contrast with all of the soul bonding that's going on, um, and slut dragons. But it didn't feel to me like it. To me, I don't hate it as much as I did the first time I watched it, but it's still not tops for me.
Yeah, no, definitely not tops at all. I mean, I think when we talked about this on the podcast, we talked about how it almost seemed like there were two different episodes happening. Like they started with one concept and they really had it fleshed out, and then they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's change the back half of the episode into something completely different. And so it seemed very disjointed in that way, um which, and I didn't necessarily like it. I obviously I thought it was cringy as all hell the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
It's gotten better since then, but
We're just desensitized to woolly mammoths and his staff.
yeah,
So
the main thing that came out of the episode is the Jerry and the cat, which is still fantastic. It's the best part about that. I want to note that Childrick of Mort and Claw and Hoarder, Childrick of Mort on IMDb was 7.9, Claw and Hoarder was 7.5 overall rating. The two lowest rated episodes as far as IMDb is concerned, and us. So
yeah, we hear you, Unity, and we agree. We agree. Yeah. So that's the stuff that didn't wow us as much in this season. But let's take a look at what we have ranked our top 3 episodes of season 4. Quick honorable mention to my number 3, your number 4, Starmort: Return of the Jerry. This was the season finale, huge season finale. I almost wonder if its recency is not doing it any favors, or I think it was a great finale. I wonder if these other episodes just touch us in a different way, and that's what ends up knocking it out of the top 3. But I really enjoyed this finale, and I'm excited about what this finale sets up in future seasons as well. So yeah, let's go with number 3.
yeah. If you want to briefly talk about Starmort: Return of the Jerry, I don't know if there's any extra place to talk about this, but just on.
I think when we talk about themes, that would be a good time to break down some of the stuff that is going on in here with Rick's loneliness and sort of his arc. They talk a lot about arcs in that episode, and
okay.
Yeah, I think there's elements there that
remind me when we're talking about themes then, because this isn't necessarily thematic. What I wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about just my personal preference, why it was 4 instead of 3 or higher.
Okay.
But we'll get back. We'll get back to it. Remind me if you're in there.
Yeah, if you're watching live, remind us. So episode number 3 on our list. This was Edge of Tomorrow, Rick Die Repeat. I believe the season premiere of season 4.
Yes.
Directed by Erica Hayes, written by Mike McMahon, and a terrific premiere. A lot of fun, a lot of great different elements. You had the return of the Phoenix Project and Rick dying multiple times, which was a unique thing to see, and all the different iterations of Rick that we got to see in this, and then a lot of Morty moments where he just kind of went off. He went off in this episode.
He did. There's so many great moments in it. What sticks out to me is just the sheer balls or labia of the artists and the talent to put together just so many storyboards, so many death scenes on the sides of those death crystals. Magnificent job by the whole team. Erica Hayes directing, and it just those really, risky taking risks and shooting for the stars. that's when we get an episode like this, and it's a classic feel. Mike McMahon, on the show for a long time, moved over to Solar Opposites. Yeah, I mean, I have it as 2. You have it as 4. IMDb helped us split the difference to make it our top number 3 of the top 3.
That's right.
Now, episode number 2. Number 2, I feel like this. The top 2 spots can go really to any one of them. Like Starmort probably would have been a good number 2 contender had I voted differently for it. But this is the one that doesn't have any kind of play on Rick or Morty. It's the Vat of Acid episode, and I mean,
Mwah. Mwah.
Mwah.
And this is my number 1. This is what and I went back and forth with this one, but so much in this episode that I love. I love the way that the episode is broken up. I love the long sequence without dialogue where it's really just, you know, the music. It's in the way that you use it. The entire sequence with Morty's dating relationship and the life save device, the double cross, the Rick's plan all along, and his ability to sort of, you know, flip it back on Morty, and how all of the entire episode really boils down to Rick having an issue with Morty not liking his vat of acid plan, and so setting him up so that his only option, his only way out, is to use the plan that he criticized in the beginning of the episode. I talked about it when we reviewed it. I feel like this is an episode that I would show people that don't watch Rick and Morty to give them a sense of the show, and I still kind of, like, my wife does not watch Rick and Morty at all. I still kind of want her to watch this one. I want her, like, hey, just check this one out, and let's see where we're at afterwards.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Why and you have it at 3, so still in your top 3.
I do.
Yeah. Any other elements of this that really stand out to you?
We talked about it before. Just the Elder really nailed that whole Pixar sad, happy type music. Anybody who's seen Up, I'll say it again. The first 5-10 minutes of Up should have been its own. It should have just stopped there, or just skipped right to the end of the movie.
It could have been a Pixar short that you watched before, you know.
Yeah.
Moana or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Or the Lava You one. Whatever. Like, it's just so good. The whole Alive bit, I loved it, because Alive, to me, that movie growing up was like butt jerky, is what we used to say about the people that they ate. So I really love it in that. And then just like little bits. Morty's frostbitten hand and pushing that
tearaway finger.
Which, by the way, if you've ever like gotten any like moisture on your phone as you're trying to like swipe or whatever, you know that it doesn't work. The capacitance gets all screwed up. So I do have a little bit of a problem. Like, that wouldn't have been that smooth. The capacitance would have been messed up. But other than that, I actually reached out to he's on Instagram. He is the colorist for Rick and Morty, Corey Booth. And there's one thing out there that in the live scenes, there's somebody, all the people on Reddit were like, oh, look, they're South Park characters. Look, they got the South Park hats. I confirmed with Corey that yes, the Stan's hat, the blue one with the button, he did color it after South Park, but the other ones were just kind of coincidence.
So, sort of coincidental. Maybe they have to say that, but it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was a direct. Like, I didn't catch it. It wasn't overt enough where I was like, oh, they're trying to do a South Park nod. But for people that are huge South Park fans, I could see where they would draw that sort of conclusion. Great episode. An episode that stands apart from the fact that it has a subtitle on the title card. It just, you knew you were getting into something special with the Vat of Acid episode. And because Brandon marked it down so far, it is our number 2. It is our number 2 episode, which brings us to our overall number 1 episode of season 4. Brandon, this is your number 1, my number 2.
Yeah.
What is it, Brandon?
Oh, it is the episode that put Snake Jazz on the charts. Rattlestar Galactica, directed by Jacob Hare, written by James Siciliano, a longtime writer of the show. Yeah, I mean, it is my number 1 wholeheartedly. It's got everything I want in a Rick and Morty episode. It has pop culture reference that it like sets the foundation for the entire rest of the episode. It deconstructs it in a way that's still clever and funny, and it takes the story in unexpected ways.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, and this is the first time that I think they did it. I can't remember off the top of my head which other episode they did it with, just like the silent storytelling. The 5 minute of Snake Planet, that fucking killed me the first time I watched it. Just the entire sequence of going down, having it be like the like Arrival or Contact or those sci-fi movies where they're trying to Twilight Zone, even, where they're trying to figure out what this alien astronaut's wife, this alien snake is trying to say. Just, God, there was so much to unpack in that episode. I watched it, no shit, like 6 times before we recorded that episode.
It's funny too, because both of our top 2 episodes this season have extended periods of no dialogue.
Yeah,
and it is really interesting how the visual aspects of the storytelling and can really come across, and the visual gags and things that they're able to pull off, and of course, Ryan Elder coming through with a score to kind of set the tone, set the mood for all of these things. The thing I love about Rattlestar Galactica is it kind of brings the Terminator like theme in a sneaky way, to where like almost through the entire first act, you don't know that it's going to be like that. All of a sudden the snakes come back. There's robotic snakes. There's this little snake like half man thing that you're like, oh, that's like a Terminator. Like, that's like a Terminator thing. Cool. Yeah. All right. It's a Terminator. And then you come back from the commercial break and it's like, in the year, like, 2025, like
the narration. Yeah. When we watched it live, you saw my reaction when it came back from break. Nobody was expecting that, and then it kept taking that conceit, that time travel Terminator conceit, and then pushed it further, and then did Back to the Future, did some Back to the Future stuff, and then the very, very like time travel thing to do. Well, go back and stop the assassination of Lincoln. Now go assassinate Adolf Hitler. Like every standard time travel tropes.
And for a show that has literally shelved time travel and does its best to avoid it, sometimes to call it out specifically, to prove that they're not doing time travel. This was a unique opportunity to see how they would do time travel, how they would use it, and kind of get it all out of their system, and then be like, okay, like you can't do a Terminator episode without having time travel. So it was good. It's like, all right, we're gonna talk about Terminator. We're gonna get all this time travel stuff out of the way, sprinkle in your Back to the Future stuff, and then we're done. Like Rick even says, like, that's about as much as you can get out of a time travel concept. So don't expect more of it. But yeah, no, it's great. the experience of watching that episode just stuck with me, like the way that it unpacked, and then plus it was a Christmas episode. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
it's just, you've got Jerry floating through space, with his buoyancy shoes or whatever. Stuff
That,
like
that's the other thing I really liked about it was, and we'll talk about this later on when it talks about themes, but the competence level of Jerry when we talk about arcs, right? So I number one for me totally, overall number one. You had to put it at number two.
yeah,
Uh, by the way, not IMDb's number one. IMDb's number one is the Vat of Acid episode, followed closely by Star Mort Return of the Jerry. Rattlestar Rick Galactica and Edge of Tomorty are both sitting at number three, with a 9 overall rating. So
absolutely.
there you go.
So that's our rating. That's our ranking. We're not going to unpack every episode. Obviously, if you want full details on our thoughts on these episodes and all of our favorite bits and things like that, you can go check out, the last about 10 episodes of this podcast, give or take, and you can get all of our descriptions on that. I do want to talk about some arcs, some overarching themes throughout season 4. There are definitely some things that each season has a few different themes or things that you can kind of find a through line through a lot of the episodes. They're not always present in every episode, but one of the things that really stood out to me in terms of Rick in season 4 was, and I have this split into two different things, but really his loneliness and insecurities came up a lot in this season. We've thought for a long time about Rick as this all-powerful, smartest man in the universe, can do anything, basically can't die because he's got a backup plan for that. He uses science at will to do anything that he wants, but he definitely has vulnerabilities, and I feel like the show really took the time this season to highlight some of them and show the areas where Rick is vulnerable.
Yeah. We talk about Old Man in a Seat, right? That's a big one. Talked about it with Welsh Girl in the chat on YouTube. Mentioned it already, right? At the very end of the episode, all the hologram Ricks are talking shit to Rick, who should have been, I forget the character's name, right? Who died because he became free. But I mentioning in the chat, like, yeah, they're negging. That's Rick's way of being like, I care about you because I treat you like shit. And when we see later with the return of Bird Person / PP, right? Rick doesn't have any friends at this point in time in the show. And so it's interesting. This is the second episode of the season. The last episode of the season, Bird Person comes back, and you can see that loneliness of friendship, having not romantic partnership, but some kind of companionship as far as somebody to talk to that's not necessarily as his dumb grandkid or granddaughter. And then this could lead into another topic about loneliness, but his relationship with Beth, and really, I wonder if his loneliness is also tied to a sense of lacking control or losing control.
Yeah. I was thinking about that as well. Like the way this episode opens, or this season opens, the first episode, they make a point that Rick cannot just grab Morty and take him on an adventure whenever he wants. The expectation within the family is that he is asked if he wants to go on the adventure, if he has homework, if he has stuff going on. It doesn't take a backseat necessarily to whatever Rick wants to do. This is really a contrast to season 3, where Jerry was out of the picture, Rick was the de facto patriarch of the family or whatever, and kind of just got away with whatever he wanted. But now that Jerry and Beth are back together, I think the writers really made a point to show that, like, they're gonna stick it out. They're even if they have hard times. But Rick's status in the family is kind of taken down a peg, and I think that affects him and some of his insecurities and his his station, and he's lost a lot of his friends, so he kind of the one thing he had was Morty at his disposal, and now even that is sort of guarded from him.
Well, in Edge of Tomorty, when he eventually dies enough to get to meet Wasp Rick, and Wasp Rick is like, "Oh, can I take Wasp Morty?" Like, no, he's still got homework. He's like, "Oh, I understand. There, it's odd. There's a certain sense of having control over your life by accepting that other people have control of theirs.
Sure.
And and it's, I don't know if that makes sense, but like Rick doesn't want other people to have the ability to make the choices for him. He wants, and because he wants control of other people's choices, he continues to lose control.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck it, doesn't matter.
Couple of other things that highlighted. We talk about his loneliness, or obviously the season ends with this new family dynamic with two Beths, and both of them feel like they don't really need Rick in that moment. Neither one of them are turning to him for answers about who the real one is versus the clone. And even the kids don't care. They're like, whatever. We've got two awesome moms. We're good. And Rick watches that mind benders on his own, and has like a realization about himself. Like, wow, I'm a bad dad. Like, not even able to face himself. Who the real Beth was versus the clone. He kept that from himself. And I don't know. Like, I think those emotional insecurities of Rick's, I don't think those are going anywhere. I think those will continue to be a theme moving forward throughout. And obviously he has issues with therapy. He has issues talking about these things. That's again another thing that comes up in the show, whether he's becoming a pickle or trying to use an invisibility belt, whatever it is. He doesn't want to process those things. But the fact that he picks up Phoenix Person and kind of wants to nurse him back to health is a good example of him, reaching out for that friendship and trying to find ways to have that sort of companion in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. And we mentioned Beth, and we talk about the parenthood aspect of it. One thing, I'm going to put this out of order as far as our notes go, but I put Rick's God. Rick is God, because I watched Rattlestar Galactica again, and Rick talks about being God, and then in the Story Train episode, and Never Rick and Morty, obviously you have Jesus shows up at the end of that, and then the episode that came in number 9 for us, Children of Mort, that also had God, that had Gaia, it had actual Zeus,
a Zeus.
And so there's this theme of parenthood and of gods all kind of tied together throughout the season of what it means to be a parent and to create something, and how you handle that something. And I say this, as a parent, you want what's best for your kids, and you want to create and fashion their lives in your own image. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do for them, as we see with Rick and Beth. He tried to fashion them in two different images, and that was his mistake with them. So, I thought that was interesting.
All right. I think all of that is interesting, and I think you're spot on. One one other note that you have in here is Jerry's arc, and we Jerry's still around. Jerry's back in the family. He's keeping bees. He's going on adventures with talking cats.
Yeah.
What was your overall perception of? Do you feel like Jerry changed much throughout this season, or do you feel like there were specific times where he kind of showed growth or showed, I guess, maturity? We talk about the father of, Summer and Morty, but yeah, I don't know. Like he's the go-to idiot of the show.
I must be. I sometimes I feel we talked about 100 episodes of this show and going back and us talking so much shit about Jerry through the years, and I feel maybe there's a tide shifting as far as Jerry goes. We love to hate him because he does stupid things, right? But underneath all of that, he tries.
Hey, what? That's all I can do. I just say hey.
He tries, and if we talk about Star Mort, right? That's where they say like, oh, you had the arc, like you had the best arc of all of them. No matter what, if he's gonna fail, or if he's gonna fail upwards, in the sense that he wins, but he's still a failure.
I just kept crawling and it kept working.
He's gonna try, right? Which you compare that to Rick, and that's the whole reason they weren't the new Galactic Federation didn't care about Rick, because they knew he's not going to try as long as we leave him alone. And so to me, go ahead.
No. I think there's a lot of. I don't want to cut off your. You feel like you were right there at the point.
No. It's fine. I think he's a better character than I think the writers enjoy writing for Jerry more as the seasons go on, because there you can make him the butt of the joke, but also have something there to show how kind of toothless Rick really is.
Yeah, I think we've become Jerry apologists quite a bit on this,
Yeah.
and I think maybe as middle-aged dudes that are parents, like maybe we relate to Jerry more often than we like to admit. But yeah, I feel like there are a lot of moments in this season where Jerry stood up to Rick, or he doesn't always stand up to everyone, but he has agency, and he feels like, no, Rick, I can handle this on my own. No, Rick, I don't need your help. Or, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to put my foot down. Now, Rick might just walk right over his foot, but he's still going to put his foot down. He's still going to, go to bat for himself. So I don't know. There's an element at the end of this where yes, Jerry does come out and uses his puppet skills to puppet Tammy and distract Phoenix Person enough to save the day. He's not always competent, but he is trying, and I don't know. I don't want them to change Jerry too much. The Jerry of the D&D like comic, where he's kind of the hero, that it's different than the Jerry we're used to. Flashes of that I think are great, but I think they have a good mix of a Jerry that's not completely worthless and not completely like, maybe he could get a job. That wouldn't be the worst. Find his calling as a invisible garbage truck driver. It's a new franchise or something. But yeah, I really, really am curious moving forward. this new family dynamic of two Beths and a Jerry. If the family stays that way through the next season, I think there's a lot of great things that they could do with it, especially having one Beth that has chosen to go back to Jerry and the other one that's going to be that I can't believe you're back with Jerry sort of version of Beth. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of great stuff they can do in the next season.
I agree. Yeah. So those are the kind of themes that we pulled out, and we really could spend a shitload more time talking about this.
Maybe we will. Who knows how long we have to wait for season 5?
Who knows? But I want to talk about the music of season 4. Let's do a real quick rundown. I did have Spotify up, so we could because it's commentary. We could use it, but we don't have time for all that.
Yeah, I do want to do a quick rundown. If you are a Spotify user or any kind of streaming music user, one of the things that was, it's not necessarily unique, but they were much more quick to release original songs from this season to those streaming platforms. Obviously, music has been part of Rick and Morty from the beginning, but and you can get the mix of all of the Rick and Morty songs and all that stuff, but they keep adding the new ones. The top 5 that are all available out on Spotify right now, Snake Jazz, which when that first came out, I was like, all right, like I don't think I'm going to be rocking out to Snake Jazz in my car, but
right.
Cool that they released it, right?
Like human music, like
yeah. Doop doop doop, which I think I still have in my pocket operator.
I did too.
Losing a Friend. This is from the Old Man in the Seat episode. Again, not like a super like I don't want to say memorable, but it again was like a song that was like, okay, cool. It's cool that they put it out. But then I feel like the next 3 are just a bunch of rock stars.
They slap, as the kids say, or you say.
What did you say?
They slap?
No, it's a bop. It's a bop, Brandon.
Bop.
They don't slap. Okay, boomer. Anyway,
that's all right. I don't know.
Glory to Glorzo.
Glory to me.
Sung by Dan Harmon himself. Also, Camping. If it's out, another great Dan Harmon bop, if you will. But then Don't Look Back. This is sort of the theme of Starmort, or Return of the Jerry. This is the music that plays at the end of the episode. That is a song that I will listen to. I'll throw it in a playlist or something. Like it was a collaboration between Ryan Elder and another TV composer. And I love that song. It has sort of that same sort of tone that we've gotten in other times throughout Rick and Morty, but it's just, I don't know.
Katomi music.
Yeah. But all of those available, obviously other songs throughout the season as well, but I love that they're pushing those out and getting those on Spotify like next day for some of these episodes.
Yeah. I like some of the ones that they didn't necessarily do too much of, but the 80s Snake music when they go back in time to the 80s Snake MIT. They got like the really like classic like back to school with Rodney Dangerfield 80s Snake music. In the in Never Ricking Morty, I'm a bird and a person and more.
Hey, we all remember the musical moments of Rick and Morty, but was this really one of the best ones? I love that transition as well. Yeah, I know that is a great song.
And of course Garbage Truck Jerry.
It's a new franchise.
Yeah. Great music all around. Overall, it's such good stuff in there by Elder and crew, and it is collaborations with Harmon, I guess voice artist MVP for the season, since he basically did just as much as Roiland, I think, if we're looking at it.
Yeah, he he sang in most of these songs, and then his voice is all over these episodes. And rewatching most of them today, I was like, oh, there's Harmon again. There he is again. Yeah, they got him in the booth. Maybe it's because he quit Harmontown and he just misses being in front of a mic. But yeah, no, he's definitely filling in a lot of those characters. Brandon,
Yes.
We've been chatting for a while now, but
Yeah.
are there any lingering thoughts, lingering opinions about season 4 that we didn't touch on? Things that you want to discuss? I'm not gonna say rate this season amongst the 4, but yeah, what overall, despite well, and I guess we didn't really talk about future implications or production type things, but despite the fact that it was broken up into 2 sets of 5, how do you feel the season holds up in sort of the history of Rick and Morty?
I don't know if I'm trying to think of if I like this season more than I liked season 3. I'm trying to see, definitely not better than 1 and 2. But I think season 3 had really, really high points to it. But I think it was also kind of mired in the eventual script and union and contract disputes that would take us into a 2-year hiatus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they came back in season 4 and they're like, okay, yeah, let's get something cohesive. They've already written a lot of season 5, starting to animate that type of stuff. So I don't know. I look forward to it overall. Here's what I wanted to say earlier about Starmort, right? When I first, some might say, Brandon, you rated that as number 4 and
Brandon, you rated
not higher. And I told my friend Omar the day after it aired, and this I don't want anybody to take this and be like, God, Brandon's kind of a dick, but after Never Ricking Morty, and they said the whole thing was like, you're draining us for content, breaking the fifth wall and all that type of stuff. And there's a bird Phoenix person in that, Tammy fighting Summer, and it was like, this is stuff that could have happened. And then they followed up with Starmort, and then they bring back Phoenix person, they bring back Tammy, and if you take those 2 episodes, one is saying like, we're not like, let us do fan content that we want, let us do the serialized storytelling that we want. And then you have this other one like, by the way, here's a serialized storytelling you want. I remember Sire Dark in the chat afterwards was like, it was the fan episode, right? And so to me, I was like, kind of the nonconformist in me was kind of like, this is the episode that I don't want to like as much, because then it gets us, it's a crutch to be like, okay, yeah, there it is, cool, yeah, let's go back into theory crafting, that we kind of could get away from with some of the more standalone episodes.
But to like counterpoint that, instead of going into another season break where we still don't know, is Beth a clone or not? Is, who's a real Beth? All lingering questions that were debated for 2.5 years leading up to this season. They kind of put a bow on it. They're like, yep, we know where Phoenix person is. He's back. Hey, Galactic Federation is back with the new Galactic Federation. Tammy's dead. She's a human puppet now. And you know what? Both Beths are back. Yeah, one of them's a clone, but guess what? Neither of them care who it is. And realistically, Rick did such a good job making them. They're essentially both sides of Beth. Like, and now we have, moving forward, we don't, you could spend this break still trying to figure out which one's the real Beth, but I really don't think it matters. I think the show is taking that position of we want to see both sides of Beth personified and see how each version of that character is going to handle situations moving forward, and expand how they go out and deal with space adventures and how they deal with, domestic family, problems as well, and sort of how those different versions of Beth will handle those differently.
Yeah.
It puts it's fan servicey in a way, but it also it doesn't force us to take another multi-month period where we're like, all right, they pose this big question at the end of season 3. Are they ever going to talk about it? Yeah, they talked about it. And so I guess the question is, do you want to see more serialization in episodes where it's not, almost a whole season between times when we revisit these topics, or are you cool with them going off on sporadic adventures and then, hey, oh, by the way, this is what's going on with Evil Morty, or this is what's going on with Clone Beth, or anything like that?
Yeah, I think of Supernatural is big on this, where they're like, they have a monster of the week, and then they shoehorn serialization within the context of the episode. And
I think most of the shows on CBS are that way, right? Like anything with NCIS in its name is kind of that kind of deal.
That's true. So I'm not opposed to it. Like I do like the episode a lot. The philosophical aspect of like where they're placing it in the relation to the rest of the episodes. It's at the end of the season. Like I appreciate that, and I agree with you on that aspect. But just the episode itself felt just overly fan servicey, to be like, let's throw all of these answers in there and let's give you a wrap up. And not that I don't appreciate it, because I like having answers too.
Yeah.
But when I think of the favorite episodes that I had, Rattlestar, Vat of Acid, Edge of Tomorty, they didn't have a lot of that serialization, and I was okay with that.
I wonder if Clone Beth or Space Beth had come back in an episode this season, and then we did the revisit the Federation and big final fight with Tammy and Phoenix Person in another episode. Yeah. If it didn't feel like that was the whole episode, I wonder how that would have affected your opinion of it versus just I
agree.
It was shoehorn it all into one episode right at the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I might have felt a little bit differently about it, but I will say two things. First is that compared to last season 3, where the episode had nothing to do with anything, and then that episode, they introduced the clone aspect of it, but it didn't feel like a season finale.
Yeah.
Of the Ricturian candidate Ricturian Morty date. This episode did feel like a season finale, so I did appreciate that about it. The other thing I want to point out is Welsh Girl is in the chat, and she mentions the finale has her wondering if we'll ever get to see more Evil Morty. And I want to bring that up because this finale didn't answer everybody's questions for everything. Then it's like, well, maybe that is getting left off to the side. I mean, we have to remember that Evil Morty was established in season 1. Season 1, and then he didn't show up again until season 3. For the Rick Lantis mix-up. It was 2 seasons basically until we saw him again.
And even then, in the Rick Lantis mix-up, it was sort of like a last-minute reveal. Like we don't look back on that. We look back on it as like an Evil Morty episode, but it's not until the end of that episode where they're like, "Oh yeah, the candidate Morty is Evil Morty.
Yeah.
So again, like just the mention of Evil Morty this season with the Story Train episode is like, in a way, it's like, yeah, we know you care about him. Here he is. Like,
we'll get to him.
But we're not doing that right now.
Yeah. That's what that whole Story Train episode was essentially saying was, hey, here's all the ideas for Evil Morty and Emperor Poopy Teen and more Meeseeks and Gazorpazorps and this could end this way, Tammy and Phoenix. These are ways these stories can play out. But as we've seen in the finale, they are going to play them out in different ways. They're going to play them out in ways that they want to write about them, and in ways that they think is going to best serve the characters, best serve the story, and best serve the audience, right?
Absolutely.
So will we see Evil Morty again? I put in the chat. Absolutely, we will. We definitely will. I wholeheartedly believe we'll see him again, but not in the way that we necessarily are expecting them to bring them out.
Sure.
And that's a part of the fun of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, again, we've talked about this in the past. Season 5 has been written. I think all of season 5 may have been written, or they're at least finishing up season 5. I know animators and other artists are already working on episodes for season 5. So, we're not gonna wait 2 years, guys. We're not gonna have that many non-episode episodes to talk about stuff. But yeah, we'll definitely be back over this break with more Interdimensional RSS to discuss things that come up. Maybe we can trick someone into an interview or something like that. But we absolutely want to know what you guys think. We've unpacked a lot of season 4 for you, but I'm sure there are things that we've missed. So please hit us up on Twitter at Rick and Morty Pod. Send us an email, rickandmortypodcast@gmail.com. If we get a ton of your input, that's a whole episode in itself. We can do a Q&A episode. Ask us questions about season 4, things that we didn't mention. And,
done those before. We've done those Q&A episodes before.
We have. Non-episode episode.
Yeah, that would be episode number 79, obligatory Q&A episode.
Also, you love your spreadsheet, Brandon.
I put so much work into it.
You did. It's a fine spreadsheet.
You did a good job, Jerry. I'm gonna post it on Twitter. By the way, if going back to semi-pertinent news a little bit, anything that we talked about, if you have any thoughts about episodes that we've done in the past, please send us a tweet, send us a message on Instagram or Facebook, # Rick and Morty Podcast. And we got some stuff to give away, so make sure you go out there and do that. Travis, I just want to say, 1, season 4 is done. 2, over 103 episodes essentially with all the bonus shit that we've done.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier to podcast with a jolly soul like yourself, and to all of our friends out there, you're just the fucking best. And this is a lot of wine I drank.
Yeah, coming in at an hour and a half now, you guys, but you are so worth it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for coming back season after season. Thank you for all of you that, we're trickling into listener suggestions and short outs, but you guys really, you have shared the podcast with people. Word of mouth has really helped it spread. Some people just, Google and find us. But for those of you that tell your friends, that tweet about it, things like that, we thank you guys so much. This was our first real season doing the live streaming aspect of this, and I wouldn't want to do this show any other way now. So many of you hanging out in the chat. Huge shout out to D Squeeze who hosts us every week on his channel and is always in there in the chat. Sire Dark, always huge. Have a good day, Face. Welsh Girl hanging out all night tonight, and others. Quick 6669 usually showing up. your mom showing up and sharing some love.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh no, by actual mom. That's right.
yeah, your actual mom.
I don't remember seeing your mom enter the chat.
But you guys are amazing, and we are going to now take a quick break and then come back for our post show hangout just for the live show audience. If you want to hang out and this is where we get to have a back and forth and talk with you guys, make sure that you guys are coming back Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern for our live podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Travis.
I am Brandon. Thank you for listening.
All right, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. Hi, YouTube. Waiting for Twitch to come back. They got 5 seconds. Brandon disappeared, you guys. He's gone. I don't know where he went. No, he's using the rusty rooms. How you guys doing? Thank you for hanging out at what is it's been an hour and a half almost. But it's season recap, so there's a lot to talk about. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How you holding up? It is warm. I don't know if you can tell. I'm like turning red down here. I gotta turn my fan on. Maybe I'll do that. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. How you been? What have you been doing? What have you been watching? What have you been playing? What are you doing? Brandon's back. Brandon's got a shimmery blue screen.
Yeah, shimmery screen. Yeah, well, so for those who are wondering, nobody's really wondering, but there's latches to like make sure to anchor this green screen / blue screen on the wall. Well, the green screen side, the latches are on this where there's no wall. The blue screen side has latches on this side. Well, I'm wearing a blue shirt, which doesn't help that blue screen.
I haven't been able to wear my when I had the green screen up, I couldn't wear my staff shirt from the Rickmobile because I like my whole torso would disappear, and it's not even a green shirt; it's like yellow. But I don't know. We're gonna work on some lighting in the off season here, see if I can get see if I can fix some things up on my end. But let's
I'm gonna mount a green screen to the. Oh, it's shimmery! Oh, mount it to the roof.
I'm gonna take a picture of my background and then put a green screen up and then just put my background on the green screen, and then that'll be the same every time.
Yeah, good call. Hey, everybody who's hanging out, let's chat. Let's chat. Tell us what you want to talk about. While I pick a different background.
Oh, for a second I was like, did I turn Brandon's audio back on? But I did. You guys. This live production, it's good stuff.
Classic.
I want you guys to know that I pulled a ton of still images from the season's episodes, and then didn't put any of them up during the whole podcast. So you're welcome.
Look at that, and just in the spaceship with Rick and Morty, just hanging out. I pulled so many different images, Travis. What else? What else? What else? What other recent ones do I got? Oh, that's
I'm
the
also
same
gonna
one.
render my
Oh,
audio. Travis,
yeah.
always see you playing NBA. When are we balling? Yeah. So I fell hard for some 2K, you guys. So I've got my player. I got drafted late in the first round to my favorite NBA team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And it's coming off the bench for the first few weeks, but now I'm a starter, and we're almost at the All-Star break. I got invited to the Rising Stars game. Also, I might be in the dunk contest, which I think are probably things that happen regardless of how well you play. But I still suck at that game. My team is barely, it's like right on the bubble for making the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, I'm basically playing one guy all the time, an inside out facilitator.
An Inside Out.
Yeah, Inside Out. Disney's Inside Out. That was
You
the
remember,
show.
you remember Inside Out Boy from on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, yeah, with his like muscles on the outside of his body.
Because he went on the swing. He went on the swing too high,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, that happens. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of 2K. I've thought about streaming it, and then I thought, nah, I'm bad. I'm bad at this game. I don't want other people to see me do that. What position am I? I am what is it? A 3? What is it? A small forward. Che domination. That's right. Che, bringing it. Got that Nike contract. Got that Beats contract. Endorsements from Gatorade. I'm killing it, you guys. We should also play some Minecraft Dungeons, Brandon.
oh yeah, we should. You want to do it right now? Just kidding. No, I have a dentist appointment at 7 in the morning.
You okay?
Yeah.
Maybe just a quick game. No, just kidding. But
No,
yeah, we should.
I'm level 27, I think.
I'm level
so you have
2,
you have time
maybe?
to catch up. You have time to catch up.
All right, so I should try to play that. But yeah. We need to play more games. We need to stream them, and I can stream stuff now. So we definitely should. What else is going on in the chat?
We found a place to play Catan online. We can
Yes.
get a few people if you want to play Catan online with us live. Send
Like
us
right now.
$50. We can, right? We could actually, technically, right? I would do it. I only have to edit a podcast. Oh shit!
You're a shoo-in for MVP your rookie year. Yeah, I'm not. I am not. Yeah, we'll have to talk because I can't. My shooting percentage is pretty low. I have a hard time getting into the paint. I have a hard time finishing in the paint. These are all things that the Rick and Morty fans really care about.
Yeah. Finishing in the paint.
Getting in the paint. What was the name of that site?
Hand.io or something like that.
No, it's not Catan. It's like it's not Settlers. It's
the Colonist.
Colonist.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Who? All right. Show of hands in the chat. Let us know. Have you ever played Settlers of Catan? Is that something you guys have played before?
I know Matt has, but he's also probably going to bed pretty soon because he's
got to read those headlines.
Yeah. This just in. I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta. Oh man, I gotta find a layout that we can
Moscow in flames. Missiles headed towards New York. Film at 11.
Okay. All right. I gotta set up a game for us.
Bucket of popcorn you're eating has been piston. Film at 11. Oh, Matt's down. Matt's down to
Matt's
play.
down to clown. All
Oh,
right.
shit.
Okay. So I gotta set this up real quick for us guys. So colonists, this is gonna be the height of
Oh my gosh.
Of streaming. This is an IO version of Settlers of Catan. So
yeah, I'm not doing a lot of trading with anybody. Look, we got it's going to be quick.
And there's gonna be we got to realize that I'm gonna be sharing my screen. So if you're stream sniping, if you're
yeah, I will be.
You would. All right, so we almost got it here, guys.
Yeah, just cut off where we actually see your cards.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I'll just crop it up here a little bit.
Oh, he's going to bed. Oh, you just said.
Oh, he said he was down, but he's not down. He's down like 4 flat tires.
Not down, you liar. Shit.
White milk toast. White guilt.
Yeah, give me some fucking enchiladas.
Does that hold up in these times? Anyway, so okay, yeah. So colonist. So if you go to colonist.io, I am gonna go ahead and create a room. Ooh, that's loud. Let me make sure I get my color selection here before anybody else gets in. So I'm gonna drop an invite code here in the chat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it to Brandon first, to make sure he gets in. So there you go.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Oh, all right. That worked.
All right. Oh, God, that's loud. Oops. Let me turn down sound.
All right. So now here we go, guys. First two to make it in. Good luck to play colonist with us. And let's go to the big board. Here we go. So this is colonist, you guys. This is the setup screen.
Game speed. Can we change the game speed?
We're gonna make this a private game. Hopefully one of you was is this other guy.
I'm Egg.
You're Egg. Who's Tycho? If you're Tycho, let us know in the chat. If you're not Tycho, or if it's a rando dude, we're gonna kick him out. Max. Oh, they got out. So
Tycon left. Ticonderoga.
Game speed normal. Let's make a fast game.
Yeah.
And we're gonna limit it at 4 players. So
you could lower the VP limit. Just real quick.
quick game. 8-point game.
Yeah. I think. Well, I guess you put down. I like 6 probably. 6 is probably 6.
Good. All right, we're gonna get in and out here real quick, guys.
Real quick. I mean, if you guys are down to clown, we're down to colonize this town.
Colonize. If you're scared, don't be scared. Just play along. Otherwise, we'll just play. And you guys can talk to us about stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Colonist.io.
Yep. Yeah, it should have the room code in the link. So you just click that link. It's in your browser, guys. It's in your browser.
Come on, D-Squeeze. I know you're there.
Click, clack, and I'm in. D-Squeeze says he's in. I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Shoot.
Oh, there it is.
There are a couple of folks.
Yeah, change your name. Just you can, without registering, you can only have 6 characters. So just make sure that we know it's you.
And then ready on up.
Change your name. 6 characters or less.
playing a web browser game on stream.
Oh man.
Trying to
Boy.
make it, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Best
Ooh.
is in here. You son of a bitch. I'm in. As soon as we're all ready, click I'm ready.
No, yeah.
Oh.
666.
Next time 666.
Yeah, that's a phone number I use to dial into. You know what? I take that back. No, there's a phone number I dial into for a conference call, and I always say 6669. And they're like, "No, you dummy, it's 9996."
They're like, "No, that's the guy that watches you on Twitch."
And it is because of quick 6669. Yep. Hey, you know who didn't show up tonight? Philip Marks.
He didn't.
Yeah,
No,
man,
he didn't.
Miss him.
I didn't see Siredart tonight.
Yeah. Hey, what happened Saturday, man?
Yeah. Aberdolf Linkler. I think he's got a standing engagement on Mondays. He doesn't come hang out.
Justin showed up. Moeller came in for a minute.
Yeah.
Yep. It's too bad.
All right. Well, we're gonna start this party. We got 3 in, 3 ready. Because we got dead air. We got to get this going.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh man, let me get rid of so much stuff. Let me get rid of these NyQuil ads, huh, guys? Let me crop it in. Yeah. Who's up first?
Oh shit, is it me? Oh no. Oh, damn it. Looks like my browser is not a fan of it. Oh no. Oh, here. Okay.
You reconnected. You're back.
Yeah, I reconnected.
Look at how much better. Look at how much better that looks, guys. If you've never played, oh, no worries, squirrel noises. So basically, each of these hexes is a different resource. You've got wood, sheep, wheat, brick, and ore. You build settlements on the corners, which will then allow you to produce resources off of those hexes. And then you build roads to connect to other settlements. So you build a settlement and a road. It will serpentine around the group. And each of us will start with 2 settlements. Each settlement is worth 1 victory point. You can upgrade those to a city, which is worth 2 victory points, and also produce twice the resources. And then those numbers.
It's my turn, Trent. It's my turn.
Well, do it.
I'm gonna.
I should actually look at the board so that I know where to set up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do this.
Oh, he's going all in on that wood.
Yeah. Boop. Okay. All right. So the green, I put it on 8 and 10, which if you look at those little dots underneath, that's the likelihood that it will be rolled. So the more dots, the more odds you have of rolling that number. It doesn't actually help most of the time because my odds are shitty.
Terrible. That's right. I placed twice. I'm the last one to go.
Yeah.
Haha.
Hurry.
Oh, do I want to do that? Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like this.
Terrible numbers. Okay.
Oh, you piece of garbage. You
piece of human garbage. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. You can only at least I left that bottom spot open just in case.
Yeah. Going all in on that brick.
We just closed out that 9. Can't get
it. D squeeze. I don't think you are in there. I don't know who Hayat is, but you may have not. Think maybe you clicked out or something. Because I don't. There's only 3 players in this game right now. It looks like.
Guys, can I give you an unsolicited review real quick? If you are at Trader Joe's, this is organic jalapeno limeade.
Ew.
You say, bro, drink some. Drink here. Drink it.
That's what Rick and Morty drink?
It's sweet but spicy. It's a good mixer. And that's what I'm drinking on tonight's episode. All right, one more placement. Yeah, I sure hope we're not playing with some stranger. But maybe we are.
It was private. It was private, so
yeah, it was so private. So now we're going to use those resources to build and hopefully win the game.
Hopefully, somebody rolls an 8 soon.
No, you're not only on 8. Look at how stacked in bricks you are, though. This guy, he's a regular bricklayer.
Yeah, that's what they call me, old Mr. Bricks.
You didn't put your first piece, but did you put the second one? Because it's your turn. If it's you, it's your turn.
Yeah, are you Hayat 7152?
Hayat.
Hayat. Okay. Oh, it's my turn. Roll dice. 3. Oh, you put on a 3.
I
wish those cards were faster. I'm not trading, by the way. I'm just trying to get through this game.
To end your turn, then. Are you done?
Oh, did I? Oh yeah, I didn't.
What a guy. An 8. Hey, look at that 8.
Hey, I did. I rolled an 8.
I got any brick? Any brick?
I don't. I told you I'm not trading. I'm just rushing through this game.
I don't know. Any brick? I don't even know how that works.
D squeeze. Oh, you what? No, don't. Oh, that's not between you and me.
That's just between anybody. I'm waiting for him to say no, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh wait, kill it dead. And my turn.
All right, now it's Hayat's turn. Rolling that 8.
You guys, these banner ads that you are missing because I've cropped them out of the game. Jeff Goldblum for apartments.com, and he's animated like this. It's amazing.
Damn it.
Another 4.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you on that 4s and the 8s. Building. He's got a game plan, ladies and gentlemen.
Get out of here, you piece of shit. That's my tree. That's good. It's good. That's it. That's my turn. Get out of here. That's my tree.
Nothing I can do with this, so I'm just gonna end my turn. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. Is everybody? Oh, they have wasabi mayo. That's great. That's a Trader Joe's thing.
That sounds pretty good. I have I go to the
roll the dice.
Oh, sorry. I go to the liquor store and I buy some wasabi almonds.
Oh yeah, I've had those.
So good.
I've had those.
Right.
Man, I didn't build on any ore. What a fool I've been.
Oh, what a fool. What a fool are ye.
Oh well.
Oh damn it. Where do I want to
How do you look up road specs? A road is a
it's a brick and wood.
If you hover over the items at the bottom, it should show you what it costs to build them.
Okay, let's put that there. Next.
Ding. My turn. Wow. Wow.
Ow.
Any brick, bud? Any brick?
I actually don't. I actually don't have any brick this time around.
Chump. Somebody's gonna roll 7 now, and I'm gonna lose cards.
Alright.
Ah!
Ah!
I called it. I called it.
Classic.
Classic.
That sucks, man. Oh man, look at all that wheat. I really could have used all that wheat.
Well, I could have used brick.
Used all that wheat. No!
Oh man.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
Wait. You discarded 3 wheat and 2 ore? It's like a city almost.
That's a city, man. And then you get the 1 ore that I had. you just messed up, bro.
Oh, he's coming for you now. I can't believe I didn't build on any.
Oh, you want to?
I'll do that. Yeah, I said yes. Accept it.
Damn it.
I say yes to this one too. I'll do it.
Yes.
Gimme.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Give me the cards.
Just accept it.
Accept it.
Roll dice.
It didn't work.
Oh, damn.
It didn't work. Where did the... Oh, the robber's on that 9?
Yep.
And now I roll a 9. Nope. Another 3. Just what I needed. We're going to get our trade on. You like it the other way? Just click the little yes.
This is good. This is good. Let's see.
I think you just clicked. Oh yeah. Okay. And then. Oh no. Okay. I just did the same thing you did. Oh, I figured out. You click on the check mark of the person that said yes. So then we'll do that. We'll do that. And my turn is complete.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn? Is it my turn? No, it's not. It's not my turn yet.
No, it's not your turn.
Let's see. I want to find some royalty-free music.
Oh yeah, that's a smart thing to do. That's a little loud, pal.
That is a little on the loud side, huh? Do.
Cruises, rolling them dice.
Oh, it's me. Oh, yeah. Sorry, it took me so long to do that. Yay. Okay. Whose turn?
Look at that brick. Look at that brick.
Searching for music for your next video?
No. Okay. You hear that?
Oh, I can hear it.
Okay.
Ding. Now I roll the dice. Look at that. Look at that. No harm.
No harm, no foul.
Any brick out there, fellas?
No, I don't have any. Sorry.
All right. We'll just do another one of these and go that way. All right. These eights are killing me. I almost built on that 8 up at the top. I really should have.
Look, he won already. Great.
I won. He won already? Who won?
Great. He's won already. Damn it.
Oh, because he's got a settlement or a city. This is my royalty-free jam, he says. Thank you guys for watching this season with us.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this right here and steal from you this time.
Oh, nice. What, me? He's got a fucking teddy on the 8, man.
I stole from him last time.
Yeah, he's got all the resources.
It worked. It worked. Okay. That's my turn.
Wait, why is it on the 8?
I moved it. I played a night card.
It's kind of mean.
Oh my gosh. What just happened? What did you roll?
A 9.
A 9. Finally, the 9s. Oh, son of a gun.
Discard them cards, bruh.
Yeah. There they go. There they go. No sheep or lumber. I get it. I get it.
I'm sorry. Squeeze. Tried to.
That 2's hitting.
Why is that 2 hitting so much? Why is a 6 hitting so much? That makes sense.
I don't think these dice are accurate. Oh, look at all that ore he's getting off that 8. That ore dough. Oh my gosh, all that. You guys with that brick.
Oh my god, you got so much. You got so much brick.
Yeah, let me offer you something that you're not gonna take, and see what you do.
Well, that's not for me. Cool.
You just gotta click agree. Oh shoot, he did it. He did it.
Oh man, you just handed Travis the win.
That did not happen.
Just handed Travis the win. Oh my god, the squeeze.
And now he gets his order. Jeez. D-Squeeze showing up to our game, showing up to our stream.
Yeah.
Gonna pound us, gonna beat us at our own game.
Yeah, it's just putting that one last settlement, and then he wins. Right?
At 6 points. No, that'll only. He's at 3 right now.
Oh, I see.
That's called math. But yeah. Look at Brandon has a strategy in this game, and it's called build roads. He look at that. Look at all them roads. So you're sitting at 4. You're sitting at 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna win because I built the numbers that I needed to hit are not hitting like I wanted to hit. So.
I'm the only one built on sheep, and it's a 3. Good news. Good news, everyone.
Yeah. Good news.
Oh, that's 7. That hurts. It hurts. Gotta get rid of 4 cards. If you're hanging out, this is leftover from the Rick and Morty show.
Yeah.
Playing some Catan. If you left, I'm sorry. Good night. Goodbye. We appreciate you guys.
Oh, come on, man. I have roads. That's what I live for.
he's threatened by your potential ore production. Even though you cannot build anywhere else on that 4.
Oh, it's my turn. Come on, 9.
How's the sheep situation?
Not great. Not great. End turn.
It's not great.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, jeez. This is where I would get all diplomatic and I'd look at people across the table and I'd say, "Hey, you got any of this thing that I need?"
Got any?
But you don't.
God, man, look at how much ore he's making.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a second city. My goodness, man. He's pulling down all the eights have hit like every other roll though.
Yeah, it's true.
This is why I don't like.
Except where I need.
Look.
Except where I need it.
Look at this. Look at this. Let me help you out, and let me give you one of these for 2 of these. Let me see if you. Anybody want to bite? Anybody wanna say yes?
Anybody want to say?
Oh, he hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, he'll give you the ores. He's got 5 gajillion of them.
Yeah, I should have given him enough.
Should have asked for more.
Yeah, I should ask for another one.
Yeah.
All right, that's my turn. That's my turn.
Roll an 8. Roll an 8. Please. 7.
Oh, so close. Next week, no Rick and Morty episode, guys. No Interdimensional RSS. It is time to get back to Apathetic Enthusiasm. We have been gone for so long. We have watched so many things and played so many games, and I don't know. There's been some social commentary worth maybe discussing. I don't know. That's the second city. This guy is sitting at the 4 points, making it look easy.
There it is. Making it look easy. It is easy. It looks like it.
So yeah, if you have an Apathetic Enthusiasm topic you want to discuss, let us know. His turn is taking so long because he's figuring out how to beat us on the next turn.
Yeah. Well, I think he's about to be done.
We need puppets.
8. There's that 8. There's that 8 we needed.
Yeah, we were missing that. You could roll a 3. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
If it makes you feel any better, Brandon, I am uploading, so that is taking place.
Yeah, you know, there's a whole lot of sheep out there. I know, because the what? It doesn't exist. I know.
Yeah, there's no sheep in play right now.
I said I wasn't gonna trade, but you know, if anybody has any wet, anybody has. Oh no, there's no. That's dumb. Give me a sheep.
You hitting up them ports?
I know. I don't.
have a turn. 4 wood for a sheep. That's so sad. Oh, and the sick. Why is the robber on me?
Yeah, he put it on you because they are. Hey, quick 6669. Yeah, they are doing a third Bill and Ted's movie. The trailer's out.
Yeah. What is the subtitle for it? Bill and Ted.
Die Forever. Or something.
Die Forever. Down in Flames.
Go to Hell. No, that's a Rick and Morty comic.
Well,
Rick and Morty, Go to Hell. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Here we go.
Look at this. He's got to drop 2 settlements. And he's got the places to do it.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
He's got 4 cards in hand. What do you want to bet? That's a brick, wheat, sheep.
11. Oh, 10. Oh, that's me. It's I didn't roll it.
Math is hard. Hey, that's a 3.
Hey, all right. Got that sheep, bruh.
Got that sheep, bruh.
Yeah. Does anybody have a wheat? Nobody has a wheat. Oh, somebody has a wheat now.
Somebody's got it.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you don't win, he's gonna win the next turn, man.
How?
I have a feeling. Face the music. Thanks, D Squeeze. Yeah, that's right.
Face the music.
They haven't written their song yet, and they're gonna steal it from themselves in the future.
That's right. I'm really gonna corner the market on these sheep with the 2 and the 3. Look at how bad the sheep numbers though are on this board though, everybody. Like
yeah, 3,
3,
12.
3, and 12.
This is a pretty bad.
It's a pretty
if
sheepish board. Am I right? Am I right, guys?
If this is a board that you had done at your house, I would have been like, let's read.
Yeah, and then I would have been like, no, it's random. You gotta go by what happens in the shuffle. Are you rolling the dice, Brandon?
I am, yeah. 4. Yeah. Does anybody have a wheat? I need.
What for? What?
I need a wheat. I don't know. I'll give give a tree. Or
tree? Do you have
I know you need I know you need a brick.
I do.
Yeah.
You got 2 of them?
No, I only got the 1, bro.
All right. Sure. Make the trade.
All right. Oh, how do I do this?
So you click. Yeah, you figured it out.
I did it. Did it with a pencil and a pad. I figured it out. 7.5 cents doesn't buy a heck of a lot. 7.5 cents. Give it to me every hour, 40 hours a week. That's enough for me to be living like a king.
It's still your turn though.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's gonna clean up on those 10s. Speaking of those 10s.
Speaking of 10s. King of Staten Island. Yeah, I don't know how much I like Pete Davidson. I'm really surprised that SNL has kept him for so long. Squirrel Noise is you spend the resources on building settlements, roads, cities, or develop what they call development cards. Development cards, they give you like special abilities like able to move a robber, which is that little black piece on 10 brick, or maybe give you victory points. Victory points is what you need to be able to win the game.
Yeah, here, let me I'll adjust the screen here a little bit so you can see. So now you can see what you can purchase with these. So these are what you can buy with the resources, and there are various prices. So a road costs wood and a brick, and that's a settlement. Yeah.
On that sheet.
Oh boy. It's a 3-to-1 port I'm on right there. Man, you guys really locked up that brick. You really just locked it up.
Yeah. Pete Davidson. Yeah, he like sometimes I find him funny, but other times maybe it's just part of his shtick. But it's like, are you funny, or are you like, I feel bad saying this, but pathetic. Like sometimes it comes off that way, and I feel bad about saying that because I know he has his issues in his life, but I honestly don't know how he's lasted on SNL for just so long unless he's doing a significant amount of effort in the back of the writer's room, you know?
Yeah. And that's one of the things I wonder is if he's one of those guys that does a lot of writing and then occasionally just, plays that slacker stoner type character on screen, but probably writes a lot of other material as well.
Right.
Cruz's turn. Cruz knocking on the door with 5 victory points, 1 away from getting that W.
Knock, knock, knock.
Goose.
Oops, that's what I meant to do.
Does he have the settlement? Can he do it? Can he do it?
I do not.
Ladies and gentlemen. I mean, when in Rome.
When in Rome. Oh my God, Travis wins. Just kidding.
No.
But you were about to.
No, I was not. And that will complete my turn.
All right. Oh no.
Look at all that wheat.
That wheat, man.
Look at all.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough for two settlements. That's way.
He got 4 on a 5. 4 wheat on a 5.
Jeez.
Stay home, save lives,
Jeez.
help stop
Hey guys,
coronavirus.
stay home, save
1.
lives.
Stay home as much
Oh
as you
yeah.
can.
Are you
2.
listening to royalty free on Pandora? What is this?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Oh, there it is.
This is my royalty free.
There it is. There it is. Oh, it's my turn.
There's what? There it is. There it is. Is that it? That's not it. You just traded for wood. You know what I haven't seen lately? 6. But if we roll a 6, he's gonna get the.
Wait.
the
What is my victory points at?
You're at 5.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
At the winner's table.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's won the game. He's taken it to the house. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the game. Thanks for playing. I need to.
That's 2 in a row.
You're 2 for 2. I gotta bookmark this.
Yeah.
I bookmarked the site. So that's Colonist. That's the IO Settlers of Catan ripoff. D-Squeeze, thanks for jumping in, playing with us. Sorry Brandon was so rude and beat you. He's a terrible host. And but yeah, guys, Brandon's got a dentist appointment. We don't want him, falling asleep with people's hands in his mouth. So we're gonna call the stream right there. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for being amazing. Thanks for going along on the podcast journey with us for 100 episodes or more. And thanks for sticking around for that 60-second ad break I snuck in there. You guys, you're the real MVPs. Just lost a follower. Yeah, I've played Catan with Brandon long enough to, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah,
he's just won both of them so
It's
far.
more often than not when you're playing with.
He loves his longest road. He loves his longest road.
I really do. That's why there's a sense of pride that comes from building the longest road. Even if I don't win, I'm like, I think Kaufeld and I have that.
That's usually a battle between you two. I definitely think there will be a stream of this game sometime in the future with some old friendly alums, and we'll get it together. So more game streams coming. But that's it for tonight. Thank you guys